like a lot of people say like the Conjuring house is like the most haunted house in the States, but I would say the Bel Air house is more. The Bel Air house main spirit is said to be Emily. There's 2 Emilys though. Anyone in the Bel Air house that experiences anything with Emily, it's always a little girl. And she is not human. She's the demon. On the last night that we were in the Bel Air house, we realized Emily, the fake Emily, is here. And she's trying to come home with us. Hello, I am currently in an elevator. I'm on my way to a studio to film my very first in-person podcast as a guest for Halloween. I'm super excited. Don't know what to expect, but it should be fun. So I wanted to take you guys along with me and vlog the experience. So let's go.
Anything else would happen here in Canada?
Mostly investigate Ontario just because that's where we live.
Why is Ontario having a lot of haunted places?
There are haunted places everywhere. I think I get a lot of that question mainly because that's mostly what I cover on my page. The reason I cover it is because I like to go to these locations and film them for my audience. You know, I don't mind doing it if I've never been there and like still sharing that story. I'm starting to get into that now. I like to actually go there. So I've been specifically, since I started my content creation journey here, I've been specifically searching out Ontario locations and places around me, places that I can go to. So I'm actively seeking it out, and I'm finding a lot of like hidden gems that a lot of people don't know about on just random forums. I'm just getting ready right now to start the podcast. So exciting. Sometimes it's like one person's experience, like one person had an experience. So I'm like, that's haunted. Okay, I'm going to tell my audience about it. So there's a lot in Ontario that people just don't know about. But that just goes for around the world. Like if you really look, you can find so many haunted locations or rumored haunted locations in your area. I am so confident.
I don't know what's going to happen after this conversation. Maybe the flames are going to go off or something.
Honestly, just like they just start growing.
Yeah, I'm really serious. This is for the first time I'm having this conversation. I'm shit scared.
I love that. Thank you for letting me be a part of that.
No, absolutely. And like I was telling you, it is such an auspicious day today in India as well. It's Dussehra where, you know, the demon is killed by Lord Rama. And on that day, we are shooting this conversation and we're having that, you know, we're going to talk about Satan's demonic entities, spirits and ghosts.
When I think back at my earliest memories of spirits, no one ever taught me about spirits. I just kind of knew that they were around because I was experiencing them from a very young age, but it was very like minimal. There wasn't anything super outrageous, but I was aware that something that was not like me was around. When I was 7, I moved into my childhood home, which my parents still reside in, and that home was incredibly haunted. Don't know why, and that's kind of where all of my experiences really started to ramp up. So, you know, there'd be knocking. One time I heard a tap turn on in the bathroom when I was in the basement bedroom all by myself. All of a sudden, a tap turns on. I can hear it like creak, and then the water rush out. I get up out of bed to go turn it off, and it turns itself off. So it's things like that. It was never anything like, you know, the Conjuring movie status that you would hear about, but there was definitely things happening from a young age that I was like, okay, this is present, this is happening, my house is haunted. Cool.
You were 7.
Yes, I was 7.
How did you feel during that time?
I was very scared. Actually, like, so for the first few years of experiencing the paranormal, I did not want to acknowledge it. So to speak. So I was experiencing these things. I was scared of it. I would talk to my parents about it. My mom does not believe in spirits, so she was like, oh, it's like, you know, in your head. And my dad does believe in spirits, and he would tell me his ghost stories. I'm like, oh God, now just like that's validating it more. So now, and my dad was also experiencing things in the house too. So we're just feeding off of each other. But so the first few years I was very afraid, and then I think probably maybe around 10 or 11, still quite young, I started to like realize that this wasn't going away and it was something that was around and it was going to stay around. So I just learned to live with it.